Hi there. My name's Amy Hollinger, and this is my friend Nova, and we are here to welcome you to the Global Online Academy's course, Introduction to Online Learning. My job at the Global Online Academy is the Director of Professional Development. What that means is I get to have the wonderful opportunity to work with teachers like you and schools around the world achieve their professional development goals. It's a great job because I like to learn alongside of everybody that I work with. And I'm really excited that you're here to take the online course for the next 2 weeks. What we're going to do in this introductory video is I'm going to talk to you a little bit first about different types of online learning, and then we'll go through kind of what this course and your next 2 weeks are going to look like. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is a course called a MOOC. And a MOOC is a massive open online course, which you may have heard of before. There's one that's very popular. It's called Coursera. And in Coursera, there are many, many universities and colleges that have uploaded 400 courses, and I think 4 million people have taken these courses at this point. And so it's really just an instructional delivery model online that is meant to reach tons of people. And it's very, very popular right now. The second type of online learning out there that's more accessible to high schoolers and maybe kids a little bit younger is called the Khan Academy. And some of you may have heard of this as well. And the Khan Academy is just a library of videos that are on all sorts of subjects, and kids can go and watch them, and then they have activities attached to them. So kids might typically use these for some reinforcement, or if they want to do some pre-learning, like over the summer, if they want to learn some stuff about the courses they're going into. So it's another wonderful resource that's out there for students and teachers as well. The third couple of online learning options that are out there, there's something called K12.com, and there's something called the Stanford High School Online. Both of these options offer credit for online learning, and so if you progress through these programs, you do get a diploma, and you get to graduate and do the things that you would do in a more traditional bricks and mortar school. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the difference is between those types of online learning and what we do at Global Online Academy. The Global Online Academy is a consortium of schools that are some of the leading innovative independent schools in the world. And as part of this consortium, the teachers that teach our courses come right out of our member schools. And what the goal of the Global Online Academy is to take these best parts of independent schools and figure out how they work in an online environment. So the teachers from these schools, they develop their own courses, they teach their own courses, they give us feedback, and all the iterations of the courses, including this one, Introduction to Online Learning, come from the previous courses and the feedback we've gotten from developing them with teachers. And what it really means is that this whole avenue of online learning is still relatively new. And so the Global Online Academy wants to take the best parts of independent school learning, the creativity, the small class size. We cap our classes at 18. I believe that we have 16 in this online class right now. And we want to keep things small, keep things rigorous, keep things creative, and by the way, have the teachers and students creating and learning together. So we're trying to figure that out, and you'll see a little bit of that as this course goes on. Speaking of the course, let's talk a little bit about what you can expect from that. What you can expect from this course in the next 2 weeks is very similar to what a student going through one of our online courses would get. You're going to be doing activities in the same ways that we would ask a high school student to be doing them. And at the same time, as you go through all these activities, you're going to be learning what one of a global online instructor, how they would teach the course. So it's kind of a dual purpose in this course in terms of what you'll be learning. And I think you'll really enjoy the way that these courses are set up. The first thing that we are going to talk about is we're going to talk a little bit about the expectations of the course. And one thing you will find out right away is that it's so very, very important to set up your expectations up front for coursework when it's in an online environment. It's important, as in everywhere, to set up expectations, but in an online environment, you really have to be explicit with those expectations up front. So that's what I'm going to do with you now. There are really four main expectations. The first one is communication. It's very important. We only have 2 weeks to work together, so you need to be communicating regularly. If anything comes up that I might need to know about, please just send me an email and let me know what's going on. I'll be online quite a bit in the next 2 weeks, and I'll be able to get back to you. Communicate with each other. The expectation is that there is a 24-hour turnaround with any communication. I'm hoping that yours will be quicker if it comes during the day, that I'll be able to get to it sooner than that. But that's really one of the big expectations, is that you are communicating at the entire time you're involved in this course. Respect. So respect is just good practice online. It's good for your students to see you modeling it. It's also one of those things, online tone is so hard sometimes when things are in writing. So just make sure that you pay attention to respecting your classmates and making sure that when you write things down that you're being polite and being courteous. Open-mindedness is the third expectation. This one is also very important. One of the things that I will tell you up front is online learning, no matter who's delivering it or how it's being delivered, is still a brand new field. So we are still trying to figure out best practices and different things. And like I said, this iteration of the course is even different than the one we taught in April based on the feedback that we got from that. So it's very important to keep an open mind to online learning and just know you're going to learn a lot online. So it should be pretty exciting. Participation. This is the fourth expectation. And if there's one expectation that I can say, please, 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 please do this, is to participate. This course will only be as good as your participation, because you have to be present in the online community in order for us all to get everything out of the course that we want to. We want to learn from each other, and in order to do that, we all have to be commenting in the discussions and we have to be present. It's really important that you do show up to class every day and that you are making sure that you participate. Let's take a look at the actual Haiku LMS management system that you guys will be using. You've already been in here because I know we're looking at it some during your orientation. And the best advice that I've gotten recently as I was getting familiar with the Haiku LMS is the way to look at this, instead of getting completely overwhelmed, just like students can get overwhelmed because you look at it and you're like, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff on this page. Instead of getting overwhelmed, think of it this way. You read it from left to right, top to bottom. So let's go ahead and look at the left. On the left-hand side of the Haiku page, what you see are the lessons. Right now, the only lesson that you can click on that's visible is lesson 1, but don't worry, lessons 2 and 3 will be up and be live soon. And so when you click on lesson 1, you're going to get to see all the activities in the page that's associated with lesson 1. As we move to the right, the first thing you'll see is the Introduction to Online Learning Summer 2013 Overview. In this overview, you're going to see several things. You're going to see the lessons by numbers, 1, 2, and 3. Those are also color-coded. 1 is green, 2 is blue, and 3 is orange. And you'll also see A, B, C, and D, and E. And these just kind of correspond with the assignments. The last thing I want you to pay attention to on this overview is look at the length of the bars. So for example, when you're looking at 1A, the bar is just on Friday, and that means we expect you to get it done on Friday. But when you look at 1E, the bar is 2 days, because we've given you a little bit more time to do that, because I know it's going to take you a little longer to get together and have a discussion with your group, which is what 1E is. And then moving down, you see 3C, we've given you 4 days to do that one, so that's probably going to be your big assignment for this course. So that just allows you to kind of see the expectation for how long you should be spending on assignments. Finally, looking to the right, you'll see the open forum for discussion. What this really is this the place for you guys to give each other resources, or to ask for resources and support, to ask questions as the course is going on, and I'll be checking into the discussion forum frequently. I would encourage you to try to post something almost every day in there, because that will keep us engaged and keep the class more lively. Now I'm going to go from top to bottom. Scrolling down, we've already seen the content block, which has to do with the summer 2013 overview. The next thing you will always see is the goals, so you'll know exactly what you're supposed to be getting out of the lesson. You see 1A, which is the introductory video. Then you see, here's an assignment. 1B, you have to participate in your first discussion, and there's some stuff that has to do with that, and we'll explain it. Then there's a shared Google Doc that you'll be taking part in, a reading that you will do, and finally your last box is that one that's going to take 2 or 3 days, and that's the 1E video chat with 2 colleagues. You'll scroll down to the bottom of that content block and you'll see that you have several classmates that you'll be working with that have already been assigned with you, and as you read through that assignment you'll be able to figure out what you need to do by next Tuesday. So that's about it. I'm really excited that you're here to take this course. I do encourage you, if you have any questions or comments, just shoot me an email and I'll be happy to respond to them right away. Have fun with lesson 1. I hope you enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to getting to know all of you, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.